So it's 10 minutes to 2, shock horror, and I've arrived at the Church of Scotland, well, Glen Lyon Church, here in Glen Lyon. And I thought, what I can remember, do you see this war memorial over here, Annie? Can you see it? Well, a number of years back, I slept down at the river. It was this time of year. It was May. I remember it. I didn't have a tent. I was heading to Kinlochranach. There's a public road. Well, not a public road, a right of way, which takes you a long way over to Kinlochranach, and it is like that. And well, obviously it goes like that at the other side, but one thing I remember about excuse my throat, coughing and spluttering into dry air. Where did I sleep, Andy? It was not far. I must have been in here, Andy. No, I wasn't. It was near the river. I think it was down in there. Let's go over to the War Memorial first, Andy. Motorbike coming from the rear, passing without incident. These are all the people that fell in the First World War from Glen Lyon. And 2 of them died from the Second World War. It's not so bad, is it? Not really. But anyway, this is the route. Ah, here's the sign. Let's go across. Let me just switch off for a moment. Past the Loch Rannoch. Well, if it's 7 miles, it took me bloody 4 hours to walk 7 miles. Oh, Andy, it took you longer than 7. It wasn't 7 miles. You must have went off track or something. You set off here about 6:30 in the morning, and it took you 5 hours to walk 7 miles. Shocking. Mind you, I had a bloody huge rucksack, but no tents. It was amazing. I had all this food for a 3-day hike. Tins of beans and everything. This old path would have been regularly used by people travelling from the townships near Loch Rannoch to attend Glen Lyon Church. At least 3 bloomeries, an early type of furnace, have been identified along the way, and so it must have been busy iron smelting area at one time. There is a right of way, but I doubt if that's correct. 7 miles, any. It's bloody horrendous. I mean, I got there bang on opening time. So say I left here at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, yeah. Actually, I'm thinking it must have been in here, Andy. You slept. And the fact that you could hear the river, you weren't as close to the river as what you first thought, because it was dusk. And you woke in the morning, back at 5 o'clock, soaked to the bloody skin because of the May dew. But anyway, that's the track there. And I obeyed the signage. They said, please do not light fires. It was a lovely night. I remember the owls and stuff. But I walked a considerable distance. I walked from Killin to Bridge of Balgie, is it called, and then up to here. And as I say, I slept overnight. I slept reasonably well. But we'll go down to the Kirk, Annie. Can you imagine walking all the way from Kinlochranach See, it's Episcopalian church in Kinlochrannoch. There's no Church of Scotland as far as I can gather, so they must have walked all this way to get to the nearest Church of Scotland. Incidentally, these are the jukes for the bad-behaved young lads. Those who drank too much whiskey on a Saturday night, made a fool of themselves, will be hooked onto that on Sunday morning. So when all the parishioners came to worship, they would look at them and with all damnation and say, "Bloody, keep away from you. Can't handle your whiskey. No use." So they would have walked all that way, 7 miles here and 7 miles back, of course. And I can assure you, it's not a very good 7 miles. It's very, very, very steep. It's like getting up that in points. And anyway, let's go into the church, Eddie. I didn't visit the church the last time I was here. I feel privileged they should be allowed to come in here for make prayer in Glen Lyon, Kirk. Look at the beautiful flowers. Oh, look at the stained glass, Annie. What a lovely wee church. It's ancient as well. You imagine all the people dressed in Highland tartan and, tweeds and shawls and covered in sleet and snow on a winter's day come here to listen to the minister. Piano rather than organ. Look at that, isn't that fabulous? To the glory of God and in memory of Ernest Wills, the third Bart of Megarney, that's the state, I think, Megarney or something, died in 1958, and of his wife, Quand, died in 1953. Very odd name, isn't it, Quand? I think it is Quand. But that's a beautiful window. That strikes me as not the original stained glass. Perhaps, yes, that looks like a renewed in the 1950s, because it's different type, isn't it? St. Andrew at the top there, yes. I feel like I'm a saint. Yeah, more like Roger Moore, the saint. Look at the christening bowl. It's absolutely beautiful for baptisms. Oh, Andrew. We need to get a wee prayer said, eh? Oh, thank you for having me here. I got a feeling then, Andy, that the window at the back has got no... it's not stained glass, and neither are any of the side windows. And that makes me think that the main window here was not stained glass either. And perhaps it was down to affordability in this sort of poor community. At one time, I think it would have been pretty poor. But, so let's choose a pew. We'll get a quick prayer in. And I think we'll sit next to the baptism bowl. I was baptized in the 5th of January 1960. I was officially brought into the arms of the Holy Trinity. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've played the piano since I was in France. Was it France? No, Malta. It's out of tune, ain't it? Or you're out of tune. No, the keys don't work, ain't it? Happiness. Here's the sun coming out the end, look. Now, it's made by Johann Kuss from Dresden, but he's not tuned it properly for Andrew. Well, I've signed the visitor's book to say that I'm here, so that's all good, isn't it? Unfortunately, I don't have any prayers I need answered, so I would have slotted them in there for the congregation, but I'm definitely coming up here, Annie. I'm definitely coming up for a visit. Let me just take my stuff here. The term of the Kirk bell itself comes from the 7th century, and from an older church it stood on this site. And this building was erected in 1828, apparently. And I was correct in saying that it serves the purpose of the two communities of Glen Lyon and over towards Rannoch, who have no Church of Scotland in their valleys. So it just shows you the not just the determination, but the obedience of the church, the congregation to 14 miles on the very rest day that they have, the only rest day of the week, and they gave up all those hours just to get to Kirk. I think this is what I'm saying about Christianity in Scotland, and it's like people gave up so much time of their life to attend just for an hour's service a week to be in the presence of God with their fellow congregation. And I'm not sure if this one's earmarked for closure. I just don't know. I noticed on the board out there that there have been services here in April, but nothing for May. So whether the minister's on holiday, I don't know. But I must get in touch, and I will come to one of the Sunday services. What a fabulous little kirk. And if I had the funds, I would get a piano tuner in there and get that piano completely refurbished and fixed up so that the congregation could sing along to Andrew playing a high melody. But I feel quite privileged, Andrew, to be here on a very pleasant May day. Quite unusual. I arrived here exactly 10 minutes to 2, and that again is very, very strange business, this, Andy, isn't it? I mean, it's not just like the occasional occurrence, sort of coincidence. It's very odd, Annie. But I'm very pleased I'm here. Very pleased indeed. I'd love to hear that bell ringing. I'm going to do a tail out with this church. I'm going to visit in one of these most unusual days. I think I would have to come up and kind of camp or something. It's a long way from where I am up to this part of Glen Lyon. It's a very remote glen. It's a dead end as well, you know. It's once you get to one point you can't go any further. Well, you can. You could zip over a track over towards Glen Lyon, which I've done at a place called Pupil, or you can walk all the way right through to well, Bridge of Orchy if you wanted, which I have done as well, through Loch Glen and along Loch Lyon. And that was a terrific, I done it the opposite way of course. I've got a lot of different walks that I've done and huge distances, but my memory's all to hell. I wish I kept a diary or at least if I had a camera at that time I'd have been able to record a lot more of it. I'm going to tell this chap here, yes, you lay off the damn whiskey, son. Well, you'll be there for another Sunday service for all the parishioners to see, you naughty, naughty lad. Damn good thrashing, that's what you're needing.